Bigville. Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Travel God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Sunday afternoon video, right here, on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there, you know where it is, in the description box below, otherwise known as my pants. So subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well. All the links are down below in the gobbledygook. So do it now. And don't forget, and leave a comment on this video and any one of my other videos from this channel, my other channels from the past, the present, and in the future going in. But don't leave stupid comments, because they're not going to get read. They're going to get deleted. You will get blocked, sent to the Shadow Realm, where you get pelted with snowballs, and then Ozzy and Satan will pretty much eat the rest of your soul. And then you'll be pretty much SOL. You know what that means too. But anyway, so don't do that. Go do it somewhere else. And if you don't like it, tough shit. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. If you miss anything, you're pretty much out of luck. And that's that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab something like this one, this nice tasty one. I have some left, well, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one. Sit back, put your smelly feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, too bad. Just go watch somebody else. And if it's too hard for you to do that, well, I can't help you, and I will never help you. Well, that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday! January the 25th, 2026. Well, got about 8 to almost 10 inches of snow here in my neck of the woods. It was snowing like crazy for the past few hours. It finally stopped snowing. It's kind of sleeting right now, so it's mixing a little bit. So it's going to start icing up a little bit. I haven't gone out to shovel yet. I will be going out to shovel pretty much after I finish this. Then I'm going to shovel a little bit. Then have myself a lunch, and then throw some snow melt out, and then go about the rest of my day and my evening. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to do the rest of my shoveling, and then pretty much stay home, because I'm not going anywhere. Why would you go out tomorrow? But if you have to go out, be safe. Like, some people have been out today. I think that's stupid, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, going out, not shoveling. I mean, going out to the grocery store, last-minute grocery things, morons, or going to get a nice meal at a diner or somewhere that would be actually open. I mean, God bless those people that are open, but should have just stayed home. But I digress. But hopefully everybody in the Northeast and in the Midwest, and even down south, they didn't severe weather. And again, ice, then rain, tornadoes, it's crazy. This storm was, I think, was a little bit overhyped here in the Northeast, but it's a big, powerful storm. It's going to get out of here by tomorrow, actually be after midnight here in my neck of the woods. And then pretty much frigid weather all this week. And then maybe, as we get into February, a little bit of a warm-up. Maybe 40? Maybe. But we'll see what happens with that. And who knows what February is going to bring, because usually February is a really bad month, too, for winter weather. So we're not even near spring yet. We're like a month, almost 2 months away from actual spring. So depends what the Hedgehog says next Monday, actually, not tomorrow, next Monday. The Hedgehog. We'll see what that fucking thing says. Hopefully early spring for us here in the Northeast and wherever you may be. But if not, we know what to do with that Hedgehog. You know, fuck that Hedgehog. And yeah, I know it's a freaking groundhog, but I call it the Hedgehog. So it is what it is. That's that. But be safe, be well if you're going out today, you're going out tomorrow, and the rest of this week here in the Northeast, and wherever you may be. That's that. So be safe, be well. That's all I care about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on your Sunday afternoon, right here on the Peter Joseph channel, I am your tribal god, Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or anything else I want to talk about. And if you like it, great, you know, go watch somebody else. And that's that. Alright, after 5 minutes of spiel, it is time I wanted to do this last night, but I fell asleep, so a few videos coming today, and then I got really nothing else to do besides cleaning and shoveling. I got some things to do, so I'm just taking a little bitty break to do some videos, and then I'm gonna get back to my chores and everything else. So right now, everything I'm saying right now is happening right now. But what happened then? You, sir, you missed it. Get out of here. And if you don't like me quoting Spaceballs or any movies that I love or doing impressions, then don't watch my video. But you will watch because you want to get a good laugh. I don't care. I should have been a comedian, but, you know. People love my jokes. Some people, not all, everybody. I can't please everybody, except for the ladies. But, that's different. But in any case, we move on. Alright, after that, let's get to your WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, Episode 43 Review. For last night, January the 24th, 2026. And once again, we are from the Bell Center in that dump of a city up north, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. A shithole that it is. Fuck Montreal. I'd rather be in... Raw's gonna be in Toronto tomorrow. That's a great city to go to. I've been there too. I've been to Ottawa, another great city. I haven't been anywhere else in Canada besides Toronto and Ottawa. I'd love to go to Calgary, Alberta, Canada, or Edmonton. Maybe, I don't know about Vancouver because, you know, they hate Ranger fans. So, you know, 1994. What the fuck is a Canuck? So I'd probably never go anywhere in the Western Canadian provinces. Maybe Saskatoon! Maybe Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Maybe, I doubt that, but... If I ever go to Canada again, I'd rather just go to Toronto and Ottawa. They're great places. You know, great places, and, you know, the Space Needle is up in Toronto. Great view, and they have a great restaurant. I think, I think it's in Niagara Falls going into Canada. I think it's near Ottawa. I think it's in Ottawa, actually. There's a restaurant, like, you can see Niagara Falls from the top of the restaurant. It's freaking amazing. And the restaurant moves around a little bit. It kind of gets you dizzy. But, it's a great place, great time. So if you're ever in Niagara Falls and you go into Canada, go to the restaurant up there where you have that great view of the falls from the Canadian side. I went there one night when I was a little bit hoaxy dude and eating. Next thing you know, I look outside and I see a boat going over the falls. I was like, oh shit. I don't know. I think there was people in it. Well, I don't know if there was people in it, but couldn't see anybody. But it went over. I was like, oh my Dios. So, crazy things happen when you go to Niagara Falls. You know, and I went on the Maid in the Mist where it goes right to the edge of the Niagara Falls. I didn't do the whole thing where you're actually going up the stairs and that stuff. And then the falls are like draining on you, and you wear this freaking poncho. Even on the Maid in the Mist, you're wearing a poncho, and you can feel the mist coming at you. It's crazy. But you know, me being a little bitty hoaxer dude, I was like, we're gonna go in! We're gonna go in! You know? But it was a good time back in the day. Good time. But anyway, let's get back to actual wrestling. Anyway, so, little bitty stories, and that's that. And you love this, you love to see it. You love to watch it. Because that's all you can do. Moving on. Alright, so we're for the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And as always, our commentary team of the legendary Michael Cole and Bad News Reed Bennett. And I'm afraid, Michael Cole, I got some bad news for you. Yeah, hey, Stu Bennett, might want to get some Just for Men. That gray is not working, dude. No play for Mr. Gray. So you might want to, he dyed his hair gray, and I think he's dyed his beard gray. Wait, dude, come on. What are you, Keith Lee? Oh, don't even go there with me. With that shit. It looked like Grandpa Keith Lee. Now it looks like Grandpa Stu Bennett. Shit. I mean, I'm getting a little gray hair, but that's normal gray hair. My head and my beard. I gotta shave this tomorrow. So we see what happens with that. I like to grow it out a little bit, not too much, because then it becomes a pain in the ass to shave with the electric shaver. But I have blades up the wazoo, so just put some shaving cream, lather it up, clean shave. Good shit. That's it. Alright. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on the call for Saturday night's main event, which was great last night. I mean, a match of the night. AJ Styles against Shinsuke Nakamura. One final time. It was epic. But before we get to that match, let's get to the rest of the card. Alright, so we start off with Stephanie McMahon. Hi, Steph! Mom goes to the shows. Mentions that Joe Tessitore was stuck in the airport in Detroit. Oh, it was snowing everywhere almost, except for, the West Coast. Like, Southern California and Southern Florida. But they get cold temperatures in Central Florida, like 32 degrees at night. Woo! And you thought Florida was a warm state. Right. In the winter, not so much. If you live in Miami, you don't get that. But if you live in, like, Orlando, it gets a little bit cold in the winter. Alright, so hopefully Joe Tessitore will be back on Raw or SmackDown this week. But he's stuck. He's stuck in Detroit. So she welcomes to the show. Ask, are you ready? I said, are you ready? As Hunter would say. Then she says that in English and French. I know you spoke French there, Stephanie. Mon ami, mademoiselle. Oh ho ho, bébé de beau. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So she welcomes to the show, we get that. Then we get an opening hype video with the importance of the show over the years. Why did we not get Obsession? Why? What the fuck? I love Animotion, that song, because it brings me back to watching it in the 1980s on NBC at 11:30 at night. They didn't even have the main event theme. It had some rinky-dink fucking theme. What the fuck is this? The last few we had a mix of Obsession and the main event theme. What was this? Hunter? I mean, what are we missing? That pissed me off. I'm like, fuck. I'm an 80s guy, and I want to hear Animotion. I want to hear Obsession. You're my obsession. That song. I want to hear that. I don't want to hear some generic bullshit. Like Def Rebel made that garbage. I'm like, ugh. Sorry. Alright, move on. Alright, then we hear from Jacob Fatu. The man who's all gas, no brakes, promising to destroy Cody, MDK Cody, that bitch. As he has gone from EBT to WWE. So we went from boot stamps to WWE. Lucky guy. That was a great line. I went from boot stamps to being in prison to WWE. I'm a former tag team and U.S. champ. Good man, Jacob. Good man. I can't wait till he beats the brakes off this fucking bitch, Cody Rhodes, or Guile from Street Fighter. Alright, so we get all that. So then we get to the match, which really didn't happen because it was a brawl. So Jacob, he was ripped. He went to the gym. He's like, I'm gonna pump some weight, brother. I'm gonna fuck him up, brother. Oh, he was ripped. Jumped Cody doing his stupid entrance. Yeah, that's what you get from your stupid theme. Fuck that theme. Anyway, brawls on before the bell. Referee gets bumped. Why not? Poor referees. 2 rep bumps. I think it was 2 or 3 rep bumps last night. It was crazy. Sucks to be a referee these days, huh? Good thing I'm not. So referee gets bumped. Nicholas Aldis and agents come out to try to stop this mess. You're like, that's gonna work. He's fake as fuck Walmart security. Then you got like Jason Jordan and Petey Williams and Kenny Dykstra and company trying to, and maybe Jamie Noble or James Gibson. If you're Ring of Honor buff like I am, James Gibson, who ended Samoa Joe's almost 2-year Ring of Honor streak the longest in history. Almost 2.5 years, I should say. It was like almost 600 days. A little over 600. But anyway, moving on with that. So they try to come out and intervene. That ain't working. They don't work for me, brother. Jacob has a big flippy dippity-doo on everybody. He picked up the 7-10 split. And then he fight in the aisle. Come back to ringside. Cody clotheslines him back over the barricade. And then he go through the crowd. Into the concession area at one point. The concourse actually. Well, Jacob fights back. Gets a drink spat into his face. Ooh, Cody, what drink was that? Don't answer that. Nasty. They go to the concourse. Cody throws a trash can at Jacob. And then Jacob puts somebody through a table. It wasn't a fan, thankfully, but, that would be really bad. He would go back to jail for that. You know what happens to people in prison? Well, if you know Dom Guerrero. Dominic Guerrero is an OG. He did hard time in prison. Right, Eddie? Oh, my son he didn't need to go to prison, but he did fine. He was very well-mannered. Okay. He's an OG. Like me. But you never went to jail, Eddie. I went a couple times when I was drinking all the sangria and all that stuff that been on. Okay. I get it. Have you ever went to jail? No, and I don't plan to. You know what they do to people like me in jail? I'm gonna wire my ass shut. But, you're a crazy man! Okay, stop, Eddie, stop. Sorry, I don't even know why I brought that up. Craziness that happens on my show. We don't move on. Alright. So Jacob puts somebody through a table. They come back into the arena. Jacob hits some super kicks, knocking Cody down to the barricade. And then a security guard gets thrown off the barricade onto the pile. Holy shit. And then to make it even worse, Papucho, the undisputed champion, Drew McIntyre, sends Jacob through a table. And then it's like right on, not like at the ring, it was like in the crowd area. And then Drew hits Cody in his fake balls. Powerbombs are off a platform through another table, like not an electric table, like some type of table, which had it looked like it had some I don't know, it was not paper plates. It looked like it had actual plates, like something like this. It was wild. Puts it through the table, stand tall, and then Nick Aldis like, "You son of a bitch, Drew!" And then Drew walks to the ring. And then he leads up the ramp to wrap everything up. The bell never rang, so 10+ minute brawl to open the show. It was wild. And as my good buddy up there, you sir, Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. As he would say, it was crazy as shit. It was buck wild on that bitch. What? Buck wild on that bitch. That's exactly. It went crazy. I loved it. And we're going to run it back, probably at Mania. With Drew, maybe. But let's talk about Drew later. Well, a little bit after that, too. Alright, so that wild brawl, I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Saturday's main event. After the break, Drew calls that a statement that anyone who messes with me is gonna get. I hate to be the one that wins that 4-way match. We get that. Alright, move on with that. Sorry for that. Alright. Match number 2 for the women's tag team titles. We had Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. I can't do a good laugh. They take on. Their name is Rio, and they dance upon my lap. And when they're done, they go and take a nap. Basically. Alright, so we had my brutality, Mommy Rhea Ripley, and my third amazingly hot Asian wife, Io Sky. Alright, this was a great match. It's also with Roxanne and Io. And Io kicks her down. Takes over rather quickly. But Io gets taken into the corner. And Liv Morgan comes in. And then hits the Eddie Guerrero the amigos. And does the Eddie little dance. You're shaking your tatas. You like that, Eddie? I thought that was amazing, actually. No, you just liked it because, she was shaking her tatas. Oh, stop it! Okay. I have China over here, and she shakes her tatas at me every time. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, but I guess I got my wife, Rosa, to shake her tatas at me every time I won't, but it is what it is. Anyway, moving on. Alright, she does the Eddie Guerrero dance and the Three Amigos. And then Roxanne Perez comes back in, gets rolled up for a quick double stomp to the ribs. Ow! Mommy Rhea Ripley's like, yeah! You go, EO! And a diving tag brings her in, and she's like, hi, Liv. And Liv's like, oh shit, I'm fucked. So then, so we get that. And we move on. Now my fucking notes didn't disappear, they froze. So, as always, my computer freezes when at the wrong time. Okay. Alright. So, Rhea cleans house, everything breaks down. Roxanne's Super Conrana sends Rhea into Liv Morgan's middle rope code breaker. That was impressive. Most impressive, Skywalker. Most impressive. That was great. And then Roxanne, I'll say Roxy. And then Roxy dives on the EO on the floor. Liv gets a near fall of a fruit roll-up. EO comes back in, takes Liv down, goes for over the moonsault, but Liv got her boots up. And then Roxanne hits Pop Rocks. And then 1, 2, as Mommy Rhea Ripley was a little bit late on the spot. Can't do that. And the referee just stopped counting. 1, 2. What do? Looked really dumb. Really bad. But anyway. So after that, Rhea hits Riptide on, I think it was Roxanne Perez. EO hits over the moonsault, about to retain. But then 1, 2. Referee gets bumped again. Raquel Rodriguez shows up to trip Rhea onto the poor ref. That was actually inventive. Never seen that before in a match. But anyway, another rep bump, back-to-back rep bumps in matches. EO gets powerbombed on the floor. Ow! With her bad back as it is. And then La Primera, Stephanie Vercurra, runs down to the ring. Oh, I guess her ankle's better. She doesn't have the walking boot anymore. She comes out, starts brawling with Raquel into the crowd. And then after that, Roxanne gets a delayed near fall on EO. They get back up. Liv goes for Oblivion. She hits Oblivion, but Mommy Rhea Ripley got the blind tag. She hits Riptide on Liv Morgan. 1, 2, 3, and still your women's tag team champions, EO Sky and Rhea Ripley, in under 13.5 minutes. Match was good, a little bit botchy with that stupid freaking missed spot by Rhea. But yeah, really looked fake, looked bad on TV, not so good, Al. But overall, still a good match. 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And we'll see what happens tomorrow on Raw as Mommy Rhea Ripley and EO get ready for their next opponents. That's Julia and the resident accountant, Kiana James, who won on SmackDown the other night. That's that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we got a video showcasing the history between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Great matches over the years, especially at Wrestle Kingdom 2016. So, we're going to do this one more time. Alright, so match number 3, AJ versus Shinsuke. AJ comes out in his New Japan mask. It felt like 2016 all over again. We're watching Wrestle Kingdom. Oh, it felt great. And big ups to Michael Cole for talking about their history in New Japan. I don't think he mentioned the Bullet Club days, but with AJ mentioning Shinsuke, I'm surprised. I was about to say, if you say Okada's name, Tony Khan might get mad. Why are you saying his name on my show? Please watch my show on Wednesday at 8 o'clock on TBS. Thank you. And he saw some of the line of cocaine. But anyway, this match was great. This is going to be one of the matches of the year. It's going to be on that list. It's already on that list. It's also with a feeling out process. Not like that. Shinsuke grabs a basic headlock, hits a knee, backs AJ into the ropes, does the... And he backs up and he goes, "Come on!" I love when he does that. AJ knocks him down, fires off some strikes, puts Shinsuke on the floor. Then the slingshot forearm drops Shinsuke, though AJ comes up favoring his ribs. Uh-oh. That might come into play against Walter next week, this Saturday night, at the Rumble. We'll talk about that little rumor that's been going around on Twitter late last night into today. We'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so AJ's favoring his ribs. Shinsuke comes right back with a knee to those ribs. Then we get a basic chin lock, circa 1904. AJ comes back with a neck breaker on the knee, almost like an Ushigoroshi for a near fall. Shinsuke kicks him in the chest for another near fall. Then the middle rope knee for another near fall. AJ takes the leg out, locks in the calf crusher, and he goes like, "I'm gonna make him tap just like Walter did." Damn, calm down, AJ. Anyway, so he holds it on for a long time. Eventually, Shinsuke rolled over into a cross arm breaker. That got reversed into a Styles Clash, but somehow Shinsuke slipped out of it. Only to charge into a knee to face, which looked brutal. Woo! I was like, shit. Oh, well, AJ got hit with that, I think. It looked really nasty. Let's just say that. Not good, bad nasty, but good nasty. You know what I mean? Shinsuke gets back up with a quick knee of his own, but his knee gives out, going for the Kinshasa. So, both men are hurt. The ribs of AJ and Shinsuke's knee. So, AJ comes back with a running knee for a near fall. Shinsuke gets back up with the sliding German suplex. Didn't work. He tried it and it missed. But instead, AJ sends it to the floor for a knee to face. Shinsuke is back with the landslide for a near fall. The referee slowed his count on 3 again. Is people missing spots? Or the referee's like, 1, 2. Like the Hurricane would say, "What's up with that?" I don't know. Anyway, AJ hits the Pele kick. And then they have a slugfest. Fans going nuts. Shinsuke goes for the cross arm breaker again. AJ locked the hands to block it. Shinsuke goes for the Kinshasa again. It gets counted into the Styles Clash, which gets counted into a knee to face. Shinsuke misses a kick. Gets his leg tied up in the ropes. And that was pretty much it for Shinsuke. Because AJ went to the outside. Hits the phenomenal forearm into the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles gets a big win. Gets the momentum going into this week where he will face Walter probably for the final time in his career because his contract ends on February the 1st. And it was leaked in a tweet by Shinsuke. It was deleted on Instagram post, by Shinsuke, doing one of his diary notes that he talked to AJ while they were in Japan earlier, I think this year or whenever it was. And Shinsuke asks AJ, "When are you going to retire?" AJ says, "At the Royal Rumble." So, I guess we got a spoiler for that match. So AJ's most likely going to retire at the Royal Rumble this coming Saturday in Saudi Arabia, which kind of sucks. So he might not be in the Royal Rumble match. Imagine he won that and he lost to Walter earlier. That would be really weird. Your career's over, but you're still in the Royal Rumble. You won. And you go to Mania. Makes no sense. But yeah, AJ, I already had Walter to beat AJ anyway at the Rumble. So I'm going to keep going with that. But, I read something they're going to protect AJ and Walter somehow. So maybe AJ's not retiring. I don't know. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. But from what the leaked Shinsuke Instagram post, looks like AJ is definitely retiring at the Royal Rumble. And he had a great career. 20-some-odd year career. Just epic career. Just sad to see him go after we got done with Cena about a month ago. Now we're getting AJ a month later, And who knows if Jericho comes to WWE. We got his retirement tour. And then we got Brock Lesnar's retirement in the summertime in August for SummerSlam in his hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Walter will retire him too. Because he's on that career killer thing. So, I mean, next is probably be Jericho. And then maybe, if not Jericho, then it's going to be Brock Lesnar. But what's Walter going to do at Mania now? He's not going to win a Royal Rumble, most likely. So what is he going to do? If he enters the Elimination Chamber and wins, then you got something going with him and Punk back at it. Rematch from SummerSlam last year. You could do that. I don't think it's going to happen, because I think Braun Breaker might win and face Punk at Mania, win the belt, then see what happens. Who beats him? Probably be Oba. Oba! Who? Damn it. So, we'll see what happens. We got a lot of things can happen and things change here and there. So, we got that. But anyway, this match was great. 4.5. I'm giving it 4.5. I'm being really, not biased per se, but generous. Even not generous. I'm going to go with my heart. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Amazing match. Phenomenal match, if you will. And we'll do that. Here's to you. And we got that. Alright, great match. Just great. Chef's kiss on that. Alright, before the main event, Stephanie McMahon hypes the show and the main event some more. Okay, get that. Then we get to your main event on Saturday night's main event for the #1 contendership to Drew McIntyre's title at the Royal Rumble. We have Randy Orton and his Mountainous Voice taking on the hometown man, Sami Zayn, Trick Willie, Shamon, and White again, and Bobby Priest, Damian Priest. Alright, Sami got another epic ovation as he came out, soaks it in, as Trick goes to the floor, and then everybody else goes to the floor. Bobby Priest hits a running dive off the steps to take them all down. Randy fights back, takes Sami into the corner for some right hands to the head. Sami reverses into his own right hands, and then Trick Willie comes in to stomp away. Kind of like a 2-on-1 beatdown on Randy. Then a neckbreaker gets a near fall on Sami, but Bobby Priest is back in with the lifting downward spiral to drop Trick Willie. Sami's tornado DDT gets a near fall on Bobby Priest. Randy Orton comes back in to clean house, but that gets cut off with a Blue Thunder Bomb. I was like, oh, he's gonna win, because he's won, I think, 3 or 4 matches with the Blue Thunder Bomb. But Trick Willie kicks Sami down, and then a running flippy dippity-doo drops Trick on the floor, and then Sami suplexes Randy out into the announcer's table, which did not break. I am the table. That hurt. That had to hurt. Alright, back in. Sami hits the hell of a kick on Bobby Priest. Trick has to pull the referee out at 2. And then the referee's like arguing, and I'm like, dude, you do know it's a no disqualification match, right? So one of those, the Asian ref. I mean, really? You don't know the rules of a fatal 4-way by now? You've been working there for how long? I'm like, why are you, I'm like watching, I'm like, what are you yelling at? It's a no DQ match! Fatal 4-way! Like a triple threat match! Dude! Anyway, Randy ain't having that. Drops all 3 on the announce table, which still did not break. I am the table. And then does it a trick. He's like, no, don't do it, plop! Back in the ring. Randy goes for an RKO to Sami, gets blocked. Randy then misses a charge into the ring post. Ow. And then Randy tries another RKO attempt, but Sami hits a hell of a kick, which gets countered into the RKO. Bang! With a guilty cutter. Sorry. See, comes out of nowhere. So he hits that. Trick Willie tries to steal a pin, gets broken up by Bobby Priest at 2. Randy comes back in with a double Hangman's DDT to Bobby and Trick. Goes for the RKO. Trick blocked it. Bobby Priest gives Randy South to Heaven. And then Trick Willie out of nowhere with the fruit roll up on Poppy Priest for a near fall. Sammy goes for the hell of a kick on Trick Willie, missed. Poppy comes back in and takes Trick Willie out, only to walk into the hell of a kick by Sammy. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a new #1 contender to Drew McIntyre's title. That's Sami Zayn in 17 minutes. Great match, 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, Sammy, the hometown man, gets the adulation. His wife and kid were in the audience. That was pretty nice. And I'm like waiting for Drew McIntyre to come out and blast him with a Claymore. Drew does come out, tries to jump Sammy, but Sammy saw it and sends Drew to the outside to, stare down for a little stare down to end the show. Alright, so we got Sami Zayn and Drew for the Undisputed title at the Royal Rumble. I think Sammy will lose that match and then possibly win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania to face Drew for the title again. And then he will finally get his moment. He'll finally beat Drew, get his story. He'll finish his story. Technically finish his story. Finally become the world champ. Probably not hold it too long. I think he'll win the belt, lose it at Backlash. Probably back to Drew. And then Drew will probably lose to Cody or Jacob, who would then probably lose to, I hope, Roman by SummerSlam. I mean, we'll see what happens with that, but congrats to Sami Zayn. We'll see what happens on SmackDown this Friday night from Saudi Arabia, which is kind of his second hometown, because, he's Muslim. So, we get that. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Friday on Netflix. If you have a VPN, you get to watch that. If not, you have to wait till 8 o'clock for the USA feed. And then this Saturday, 2 p.m. start for the Royal Rumble. And we can watch that on Peacock and whatever you can watch it on. And that's that. 9 a.m. kickoff show Friday. 9 a.m. Who's going to watch that? I'm not watching it. I got things to do that day. I got an appointment. I can't watch that. I'm not going to be up by 9 o'clock. Well, actually, I have to, but so I have to do some things. I have to work and everything. So, blah, blah, blah. But I have a half day on that day, so. In any case, we move on with that. So we'll see what happens on Friday night with Friday with SmackDown. And tomorrow night, regular time, back at 8 p.m. on Netflix, Monday Night Raw from Toronto, Canada. I think it's Toronto, Quebec, Canada, or something Toronto. Just Toronto. I think it's in the province of Quebec, I think. But, whatever. Toronto, Canada, tomorrow for Raw, and then we take a plane to Saudi Arabia for Friday and Saturday, and then we come right back to Raw. I think is in Philly next week. Well, that's fun. That shithole in Philly. Because as we all know, Philly sucks New York dick. Absolutely. That's pretty much it. So Raw will be back to its normal schedule tomorrow. SmackDown will be back to its regular schedule next week. And then it changed a little bit because of the USA Network feed with the Olympics. I think SmackDown is going to be on Sci-Fi. Not next Friday, the 13th. Friday the 13th of February is going to be on Sci-Fi, I think. And then the 20th, I think, is on Sci-Fi as well. So 2 weeks on Sci-Fi. So if you don't have Sci-Fi, you suck. But it is what it is. So a little bit of a change on February the 13th and the 20th, right before the Elimination Chamber. And then I think right after the 20th, we're back to a normal schedule. Pretty much till I don't know when. Well, we got that. Alright guys, so my final rating for Saturday's main event, I thought it was pretty damn good. 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. You can do your own video if you like. I don't really care, but it is what it is. That's that. Alright guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do some shoveling before it gets dark. Dark. I mean, it gets dark at like 5:30, so I'm going to get it done now. Get a little bit done. Not going to do everything. I'm just going to shovel my steps and a little bit of my walkway. I'm going to go down my steps and just clean that little bitty area. Throw some snowmen out. Call it a night. I'll call it a day. and then tomorrow I'll do the rest of my my house. I'm not gonna do my backyard. I'm gonna wait for that to melt a little bit. I might do it maybe during the week, maybe like on the next weekend. I might do some of my backyard. I know it's gonna be hard as fuck, but with the ice and everything, not much melting this week. Even though the temperature's gonna gotta go up and down like a dick in your mom's ass, but we get that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I got more videos coming a little bit later. TNA, Ring of Honor, and Collision reviews coming your way. Well, TNA Ring of Honor will be today. I'm going to do it separately. Then we'll talk about Collision maybe tomorrow, early afternoon. Get you ready for Monday Night Raw. So 2 more videos today. And if anything else comes your way today, that's major news or whatever, we'll talk about it. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time. Peace.